Beautiful piano. It's mimicking the circular nature of the camera work. This is symphonic. This is absolutely astonishing music. Today we're continuing our Wuthering Waves series, breaking down the cinematic language of Wuthering Waves Resonator Showcase the Shorekeeper, the beginning of our story. If you enjoy our time together, take a look at the rest of my cinematic breakdowns. Alright, let's begin. Wuthering Waves Lore Masters, join me. Let's see what we can uncover here.
Life is the dim light that flickers in the chaos, the faint heartbeat that echoes in the silence.
The primordial feel to this.
And a deliberate creation in the galaxies. Yet, can an entity of energy be called life?
This feels like the beginning. It feels like a sort of...
Perhaps the answer is hidden within.
Yeah, serenity. There's nothing on the frame but her.
Breezes vary me to the wild.
There's a loneliness to the frame. There's a loneliness to this feeling.
Time flows over me without a trace.
And there you go.
Raindrops lost in the lake.
Beautiful music, and there you go. Time has passed.
Humans are blessed with boundless possibilities.
Now they're going against her as she walks. She's feeling alone. The frame is now filled with people and buildings.
I feel disasters sweeping through relentlessly.
I really like the lighting.
Civilizations.
There's a nice rim lighting on it.
Fragile sandcastles.
I like the music.
Loss. Agony.
There's a serenity to the music, sort of closed offness to it. Like she's separate from even the disasters that are happening.
I feel it all.
Wow, what a great shot that was.
What am I?
It's passing by her. She's an outsider. That's what she is.
Of this world,
An observer.
a seeker of its origin.
Beautiful piano. It's mimicking the circular nature of the camera work. Beautiful respite here in the music. What a transition that was. Really powerful. The absence of sound.
When the wuthering waves subside, we need a haven to restore civilization.
Beautiful. The voices coming together. The one constant in
Of our story.
the one constant was the music, and when that cut, it really felt like her heartbeat cut off. It was really powerful.
I understand.
Really well done.
I exist because of you.
And now there's a power in the music, an identity to the music
Born from the burdens you carry.
as she's rising up. Yeah, beautiful.
Through silence, civilization will endure on this shore.
Look at the color too,
This shore
ramping
is
up.
a testament to my existence.
Wow, beautiful sound design too.
Rectify.
This is symphonic. This is absolutely astonishing music.
Astral modulation.
Wow, and the horns coming in represents the power of this sort of cosmic power that she holds. A lot of circular moving in the shot. Oh, I love this. Speed ramping is what it's called. We'll look at that in detail. The piano is glorious. Wow. Unbelievable. Unbelievable work. Yeah, that might be one of my favorite Wuthering Waves ones. No question.
Shorekeeper.
Shorekeeper. Beautiful. Beautiful shot. There's a sort of understanding now in her expression. She understands her identity and where she belongs in the world, as opposed to the beginning. She's walking very, very lonely in this frame, which I love this frame. Move me down just for a second. You'll see it's a wide open frame of possibility, but also of loneliness. There's nothing in the world but her, essentially, which tells me that she's a being that's very old. She's been around for a long time. Time is marching on sort of beyond her. As we see, and then she continues walking from the left to the right side of the frame. This is very good composition. This is very good storyboarding to show the progression of the character's emotions, the progression of the character as she experiences this loneliness, right? She passes from left to right, but nothing in her reality, in her sort of experience is changing. The world around her is changing because she feels as an outsider. She's an observer. She can't interact with the world, but apparently she can save the world and sort of protect the world in a way, which I really like. But yeah, this is really fantastic. We'll look at a few more of the shots, as I said. If you've been enjoying our time together, please make sure to subscribe here on YouTube. Join our Discord if you want to be a part of the conversation. And if you want to choose a video for me to react to, click that join button here on YouTube. But let's check it out. Let's look at it. So what we have here is really, really nice use of color and sort of absence of space. Like there's a lot of openness in the frame for a lot of this. And it's really just her in the beginning, which I loved. Yeah. It's interesting too, because in the beginning, she's like, the colors are really bright. And it's almost like a serenity to it. But as her time passes on, it becomes darker. You know what I mean? It becomes darker and everything is a little bit different. And then at the end, the color comes back into it. It's very celebratory. So let's look at it and let's talk about each of these shots here. This, again, it feels like, you know, primordial. It's just like constellations around her. She's completely alone as she sort of touches down here, which I'm kind of viewing this as almost like a birth to the character, just from the way that it's edited. And lore masters, feel free to correct me on this if that's wrong.
The answer is hidden within.
But I really like what they're doing. Yeah, the answer's hidden within. Very gladiator shot here, if anyone knows.
Time flows in the lake.
Yeah, I like this shot. Really nice. From above. They're using the frame great throughout this entire thing, and I love this. The idea of the characters walking towards her. She's the only one who's walking the opposite way. And we have a lot of nice elements in the frame, not only the buildings and the people being the subjects, but we have this nice sort of blur. Not only that, it was a little bit of lens flares, the reflection of the rain, a lot of sort of very very tactile things. You can feel the rain, you can feel the cold that she would be experiencing, that sort of loneliness that she just marches on forever.
Humans,
you know,
are blessed with boundless possibilities.
Yeah.
So I close my eyes.
What I like here is this music. It almost feels like, I said, almost feels like her heartbeat. It's very constant. It's very beautiful throughout this, even as she's alone. Lore masters, what's going on there? Beautiful imagery.
I feel disasters sweeping through.
This obviously has to do something with protecting the world, and this is some sort of crack in the world as the enemies are coming through that we've seen the other characters fight.
Civilizations collapsing like fragile sandcastles.
Yeah, and she's just forced to observe all this happening, which is very sad and very tragic.
Decline.
So yeah, people getting destroyed, and I like how it's just sort of like dizzying, very dream-like thing where she's not really able to help, and the person is getting hit in slow motion and falling. I really like this shot because it like perfectly encapsulates that feeling of being, you know, sort of forced to watch, but you're not a part of this world. You're not a part of this reality. It's a very weird, sort of dream-like feeling.
What am I?
Yeah. And this is where the music just ramps out. I mean, let's appreciate this sort of piano drop.
What am I?
The revelation. The piano, like I said, circling her.
A seeker.
As her sort of confidence is shattering, collapsing like the piano. The notes descend. It's incredible.
Am I?
Like I said, there's the cut, and she's cracking. She's cracking open.
Outside.
But then,
When the wuthering waves
she's saved.
we need a haven to restore
Yeah.
civilization.
And then the music is back.
This shore the beginning of our story.
Very well done. And you can see in her eyes. You can see these characters. I'm curious what the lore master has to say about that. It looks absolutely awesome.
Of our story.
Yeah. It's really, really good. We're going to skip on a little bit here as we make our way to the end. This is where the color comes back into the frame. And I really like this
Will endure on this
as everybody sort of encroaches on her.
shore.
This is the shot I want to talk about. Look how we circle around. The music's going to explode here with a beautiful piano.
To my existence.
Coming in, we transition into the live 2D art. Very nice. And then, here it is.
Rectify.
Look at how they play with the with the subject in these frames. I want to pause play. Let's go frame by frame here. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? It's awesome to see we're going to glitch there. Look at that. Beautifully done. The explosion of color. And I like this part where the astromodulation, let me know what that means exactly. The horns. Adding power to her power. It's fantastic. Yeah, it's beautiful. I gotta see if this music's on streaming services. This is amazing. I mean, what a cool image that is too. I mean, look at this. We have sort of like butterflies, the naturalistic, very earthly imagery, very chthonic imagery, you know, very fragile and almost delicate imagery, just like her character design is, destroying these like hulking monsters, essentially. It's really, really cool. And look at the color difference there. Gray, dilapidated, lifeless, versus this just very earthly colors. I love it. That was a great shot. Let's take a look at this composition. I really like this. You have the sort of sweeping, very, very satisfying of the sort of left upper third to the bottom right third of the image. Then you have the character, just a little bit of skew as we've shifted the axis of the camera here. But it fills out the frame very nicely because they chose that. It's a good composition. I love it. The lighting too, I talked about it before, there's the rim lighting on the character through a lot of this, which you don't typically see in this. There's a nice glow along the edges of the character, which is very nice. I love that. Yeah. Piano, so beautiful. Yeah. What I like about it is the piano and the music is sort of voicing the growth of the character, almost like the awakening of this character in a really profound way. I absolutely love it. Yeah. And then the ending, I love how we have a very human, very alive face here, full of emotion and tears. That's what we want to see with this character. She's awakened, she's come to life. I thought that was really, really awesome. So thank you guys for joining me for this little bit of a cinematic journey through this. I very much enjoyed it. It's definitely my top picks for Wuthering Waves. What do you guys think? Does it hold up for you? I like how it's kind of calm for a lot of it. Yeah, it's quite different than a lot of the character demos we'll see. But thank you guys very much. Make sure to sub. I'll talk to you guys very soon.